As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion, bequeathed me by will but poor 1,000 crowns, and, as thou sayest, charged my brother, on his blessing, to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. His horses are bred better, and I, his brother, gain nothing under him but growth. He destroys my gentility with no education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny.
Yonder comes your brother.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then?
I am helping you to mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Be better employed, and be not a while.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat husks
Know
with
you
them?
where you are?
Oh, very well. Here in your orchard.
Know you before whom?
I know I have as much of my father in me as
Wilt
you.
thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till this other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Silence, I say!
Sweet brothers, be patient.
You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have trained me like a peasant. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Give me what my father left me. With that, I will go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent?
For your father's sake, be at accord.
I will no further offend you.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true, I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with your father. He would not have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begins you to grow upon me? I will physic your rankness, and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither.
Your 1 o'clock is here. Charles the wrestler.
Call him in. 'Twill be a good way, and tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good Monsieur Charles! What's the new news at the new court?
There is no news at the court, sir, except the old news. That is, the old duke has been banished by their younger brother, the new duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with them, whose lands and revenues enrich the new duke. Therefore he gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
No, for the duke's daughter, her cousin, loves her so, being ever bred from their cradles together, that she would have followed her into exile, or else would have died to stay behind. Now Rosalind's at the court, and never 2 ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old duke live?
Well, they say he's already in the forest of Arden.
Do you wrestle tomorrow before the new duke?
Marry, do I, and I came to acquaint you with the matter. I am given secretly to understand your younger brother Orlando hath a disposition to come against me and try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for my love for you, I would be loath to foil him, as I must, for my honor. Therefore, out of my love for you, I came hither to acquaint you with all, that either you may stay him from his intendment, or brook such a disgrace as he may run into.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have labored to dissuade him from it. But he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I had as lief that it's break his neck as his finger, and thou wert best to look to it. For if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if you do not mightily grace himself on thee, he will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath ta'en thy life by some indirect means or other. For, I assure thee, and almost with tears I speak it. There is not one so young and so villainous this day living.
I'm heartily glad I came hither to you. If he comes, I'll give him his payment, and if ever he go alone again, I'll no longer wrestle for prize. So may God keep your
Farewell, good Charles. Now I will stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him, for my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle, never schooled, and yet learned, full of noble device of all sorts, enchantingly beloved, and especially of my own people who best know him, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all.
To be or not to be?
I pray thee, Rosalind.
That is the question.
Sweet, my cuz.
Seriously, this is a really good play.
Hamlet.
Hamlet, the melancholy prince.
Is that why you always wear black?
I'm in mourning for my life.
That's Chekhov.
Same diff.
Come on, Rosalind, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier? Unless you can teach me to forget a banished father, you must not ask me to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle the duke, my father, and thou hadst been still with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly when he dies thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor, I will. And when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry. Now what shall be our sport? And don't say reading Hamlet.
Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry do, I prithee, to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest.
What shall be our sport then?
All the single ladies, 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 all the single ladies. Now put your hands up in the club. You just broke up. I'm doing my own little thing. You decided to dip, and now you wanna trip. Another brother, no.
Bonjour, Monsieur Lebeau. What's the news?
You ladies amaze me. I would have told you of good wrestling.
Tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it please your ladyships, you may see the end. Here where you are now, they are coming to perform it. There once comes an old man and his 3 sons, 3 proper young men of excellent growth and presence. The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles in a moment threw him and broke 3 of his ribs. That there lie little hope of life in him. So he served the 2nd, and so the 3rd. Yonder they lie. Oh, the poor old man, their father, making such pitiful dole over them that they all take his part with weeping.
Alas! But what is the sport, monsieur, that we have lost?
Why, this that I speak of.
It is the first time that ever I heard breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
But is there any else longs to see this broken music in his side? Is there yet another dotes upon rib breaking? Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
Yonder, sure. They are coming.
Is that the man?
Alas, he is too young.
Call him hither, good
Even he,
Monsieur
madam.
Lebeau.
Monsieur the Challenger, the princesses call for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
Fair princess, I come but in, as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. We pray you for your own sake to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, but let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is but one shamed that was never gracious, if killed, but one dead that was willing to be so.
Come on! Since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his forwardness.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with you.
And mine to eke out hers.
Now, where is the young gallant who is so desirous to lie with his mother Earth?
Ready, sir.
You shall try but one fall.
Nay, I shall not entreat him to accept it.
Try again. Excellent!
Now Hercules be thy speed, young man.
Charles! Charles! Charles!
Lord, would I were invisible to catch the strong fellow by the leg! Finish him, Charles!
Oh, excellent, young man!
No more! No more!
Yes, I beseech your grace. I am not yet well breathed.
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lord.
Charles, are you all right?
What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege. The youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
I would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou shouldst have better pleased me with this deed hadst thou descended from another house. But fare thee well. Thou art a gallant youth. Would thou had spoken of another father.
Were I my father, cuz would I do this?
I am proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
Sir, you have well deserved. If you do keep your promises in love, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks means. Shall we go, cuz?
Aye, very well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say I thank you?
He calls us back! Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, cuz?
Have with you. Fare you well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown.
Good sir,
I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. I'll bet you have deserved high commendation, true applause and love. Yet such is now the Duke's condition that he misconstrued all that you have done.
I thank you, sir. And pray you, tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of the Duke that here was at the wrestling?
Indeed, the shorter is his daughter, and the other the daughter to the banished Duke. Their loves are natural than the bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late this Duke hath taken great displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that the people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. And on my life, his malice against the lady will suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I am much bound to you. Fare you well. Thus must I from smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duke unto a tyrant brother. But, heavenly Rosalind!
Why, cousin! Why, Rosalind! Cupid have mercy, not a word!
Not one to throw at a dog.
No, throw some of them at me! Is this all for your father?
No, some of it is for my child's father.
Come, wrestle with thy affection.
Oh, they take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Is it possible, on such a sudden, you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly. Yet I hate not Orlando.
No, Faith, hate him not. For my sake? Look, here comes the Duke.
With his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin. Within these 10 days, if you be found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace. Let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me, dear uncle. Never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend you.
Thus do all traitors. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor.
Thou art thy father's daughter, there's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord, or if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor.
Dear sovereign, I know her. If she be a traitor, why so am I.
She is too subtle for thee. Her smoothness, her very silence, and her patience, they speak to the people, and they pity her. She robs thee of thy name, and you will show more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom, which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence on me, then, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, then upon mine honor and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee, be cheerful. Knowst thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love that teacheth thee that thou and I are one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir. Therefore, devise with me how we may fly, whither to go and what to bear with us. And do not seek to take your change upon you, to bear your griefs yourself and leave me out. Say what thou canst, I'll go along with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle, in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, maids as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire. The like do you, so shall we pass along and never stir assailants.
Were it not better, because that I am more than common tall, that I did suit me all points like a man?
You mean wear pants?
A gallant curtle axe upon my thigh.
A what now?
A boar spear in my hand.
A boar spear!
And in my heart lie there what hidden woman's fear their will.
Woman's fear?
Darkness, camping, spiders.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Jove's own page. Therefore, look, you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena. Let's get our jewels and wealth together, devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us from pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now go we in content, to liberty and not to banishment.
I'm not your friend or anything, damn. You think that you're the man, I think therefore I am. I'm not your friend or anything, damn. You think that you're the man, I think therefore I am. Stop.
Who's there?
My young friend. Oh, my gentle friend. Oh, my sweet friend. Why are you virtuous? Why do people love you? And wherefore are you gentle, strong, and valiant?
Why, what's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth! Come not within these doors. Your brother. No brother, yet the son. Yet not the son. I will not call them son of him I was about to call his father. Have heard your praises. And this night means to burn the lodging where you used to lie. And you within it. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it. Fear it. Do not enter it.
Why, whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
What, wouldst thou have me go and beg my food? Or with a base and boisterous sword enforce a thievish living on the common road? This I must do, or know not what to do. Yet this I will not do. Do how I can.
But do not so. I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire I saved under your father, which I did store to be my foster nurse. Take that, and he that doth the ravens feed be comfort to my age. Here is the gold, and all this I give you. Take me with you. Though I look old, yet I am strong and lusty. For in my youth I never did apply hot and rebellious liquors in my blood. Take me with you. I'll do the service of a younger man in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man. Thou prunest a rotten tree that cannot so much as a blossom yield. But come thy ways. We'll go along together.
Lead, and I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. From 17 years till now almost 80. Here lived I. But here live I no more. At 17 years many their fortunes seek, but at 80 it is too late a week.
Can it be possible that no one saw them? Send to his brother. Fetch that gallant hither. I'll make him find him. Do this suddenly, and let not search and inquisition quail to bring again these foolish runaways.
Oh, Jupiter, how weary are my spirits.
I care not for my spirits if my legs were not weary.
Courage, good Aliena.
I pray you, bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I'd rather bear with you than bear you.
Well, this is the Forest of Arden.
Aye, now am I in Arden. When I was at home, I was in a better place, but travelers must be content.
I be so, good cousin.
Look, sheep!
No, Sylvius! That is the way to make them scorn you still.
Oh, Corin, that thou knewst how I do love Phoebe.
Oh, I partly guessed, for I have loved ere now.
Oh, then thou didst then ere love so heartily. If thou hast not sat as I do now, wearying thy hearer in thy lover's praise, thou hast not loved. Oh. Or, if thou hast not broke from company, abruptly, as my passions now make me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe, Phoebe, Phoebe! Oh.
Alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, I have by hard adventure found my own.
I pray you, question yond woman if she for gold will give us any food. I faint almost to death.
Good even to you, friend.
And to you, gentle sir, and to you all.
I prithee, shepherd, if that love or gold can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here's a young maid with travel much oppressed and faints for succor.
Fair sir, I pity her, and wish for her sake more than for my own, my fortunes were more able to relieve her. But I am a shepherd to another man. I do not shear the fleeces that I graze. Besides, the coats, the flocks, the bounds of feed are now on sale and at the sheepcote now. Oh, and by reason of his absence, there is nothing that you will feed on. But what is? Come see in my voice. Most welcome shall you be.
What is he that shall buy his flock and pasture?
That young swain that you saw here but erewhile that little cares for buying anything.
I pray thee, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage pasture and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and willingly could waste my time in it.
Assuredly, the thing is to be sold. Go with me, and if you like upon reports, soil the prophet this kind of life, I will your very faithful feeder be, and bide with your gold right suddenly.
Now, my co-mates and companions in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here feel we the season's difference, the icy fangs and churlish chiding of the winter's wind, which as it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. And this, our life exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stone, and good in everything. I would not change it.
Oh, I can go no further.
Why, how now, Adam?
Oh, I die for food.
No greater heart in thee?
Here lie I lie down and measure out my grave.
Live a little, comfort a little, cheer thyself a little.
Farewell, kind friend.
If this uncouth forest yield anything savage, I will either be food for it or bring it for food to thee. Hold death a while at the arm's end. I will here be with thee presently. Thou shalt not die for lack of a dinner, if there live anything in this desert. Cheerly, good Adam.
More, I prithee, more!
It will make you melancholy, Monsieur Jacques.
Thank it! More, I prithee, more! I can suck melancholy out of a song as a weasel sucks eggs. More, I prithee, more!
The Duke hath been all this day to look for you.
And I have been all this day to avoid them.
How now, monsieur? What a life is this that your poor friends must woo your company?
Come, warble, sing.
My voice is ragged. I know I cannot please you.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire you to sing. Come, more, will you sing?
More to request than to please myself.
Come, sing! And you that will not, hold your tongues.
Well, I'll end the song.
Forbear, and eat no more.
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Nor shalt not till necessity be served.
Art thou this bolden man by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners?
The thorny point of bare distress hath taken from me the show of smooth civility. Yet am I inland bred, and know some nurture, but forbear, I say. He dies that touches any of this food, till I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered with reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food, and let me have it.
Sit down and eat, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you.
Sit you down in gentleness, and take what help we have.
Then, but forbear a little while. Whiles, like a doe, I go to find my fawn. There is an old, poor man who after me hath many a weary step limped in pure love. Till he be first sufficed, I will not touch a bit.
Go, find him out, and we will nothing waste till you return.
I thank ye, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone, unhappy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage. All the people merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one soul in their time plays many parts, the acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the mother's arms. And then the whining school child with backpack and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to their mistress' eyebrow. Then the soldier, full of strange oaths and camo gear, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the missile's mouth. And then the politician, in fair round belly, good sirloin lined, with eyes severe and suit of formal cut, full of cheap slogans and self-important lies. And so they play their part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered retiree, with bifocals on nose and prescriptions in pocket, their youthful skinny jeans well saved, a world too wide, their shrunk shank, and the big, burly voice,
turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in the sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange, eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Son's teeth, son's eyes, son's taste, son's everything.
Welcome, welcome. Lay down your venerable burthen.
I thank you most for him.
So had you need, I scarce can speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome. Play us some music, good cousin. If that you were the good Sir Roland's son, as you have faithfully whispered you were, then be truly welcome hither. I am the Duke that loved your father. Good old man, you are right welcome. Lend me your hand and let me all your fortunes understand.
Hang there, my verse, in witness of my love. And thou, thrice-crowned Queen of Night, survey with thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above thy huntress's name that my full life doth sway. O Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts I'll character, that every eye which in this forest look shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she.
From the east to western Indy, no jewel is like Rosalindy. Her worth being mounted on the wind, through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest lined are but blank to Rosalind. Let no fair be kept in mind, but the fair of Rosalind.
I'll rhyme you so 8 years together, dinners and suppers and sleeping hours accepted.
Cut it out.
For a taste. If a heart do lack a hind, let him seek out Rosalind. If the cat will after kind, so be sure will Rosalind. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosalind. Sweetest nut hath sourest rind, such a nut is Rosalind. He that sweetest rose will find love's prick and Rosalind. This is a very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
I found them on a tree.
Truly the tree yields bad fruit. Trow you who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain that you once wore about his neck? Change you color.
I prithee, who?
Oh, Lord, Lord, it is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed with earthquakes and so encounter.
Nay, but who is it?
Is it possible?
Nay, I prithee now, with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again, wonderful, and after that, out of all hooping.
Good my complexion! Dost thou think, though I am caparisoned like a man, I have a doublet and hose in my disposition? Nay, I prithee, tell me quickly and speak apace. Oh, I would thou couldst stammer that thou might pour this concealed man out of thy mouth as wine comes out of a narrow-mouthed bottle, either too much at once or none at all. I prithee, take the cork out of thy mouth, that I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly.
Is he of God's making? Is his head worth a hat or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard.
Delay me not the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando that tripped up the wrestler's heels and your heart both in an instant.
Speak, sad brow and true maid.
I faith, 'cause 'tis he.
Orlando.
Orlando.
What did he when thou sawest him? What said he? How looked he? Where went he? What makes him here? Oh, did he ask for me? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must borrow me Gargantua's mouth first.
Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled?
It is as easy to count atomies as to resolve the propositions of a lover. But take taste of my finding him, and relish it with good observance. I found him under a tree, like a dropped acorn.
It may well be called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
Proceed.
There lay he, stretched along like a wounded knight.
Though it be pity to see such a sight, it well becomes the ground.
Cry holla to thy tongue, I prithee. He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous! He comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song, but thou bringest me out of tune.
When I think I must speak, sweet say on.
Bring me out. Soft. Comes he not here?
Oh, 'tis him. Slink by and note him.
I thank you for your company, but good faith, I had asleep in myself alone.
And so had I. But yet, for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let's meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
I pray you, mar no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you, mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You have a nimble wit. Will you sit down with me, and we two will rail against our mistress, the world, and all our misery?
I will chide no breather in the world but myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
'Tis a fault I will not change for your best virtue. I am weary of you.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
I am glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey. Do you hear, Forester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is it o'clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there be no true lover in the forest, or else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
And why not the swift foot of time? Had not that been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels in diverse paces with diverse persons. I'll tell you who time ambles withal, who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
I prithee, who doth he trot withal?
Marry, he trot hard with a virgin between engagement and wedding. If the interim be but 7 nights, time's pace is so slow, it seemed the length of 7 year.
Who ambles time withal?
With a priest that lacks Latin, and a rich man who hath not the gout, for the one sleeps easily, because he cannot study, and the other lives merrily, because he feels no pain. These time ambles withal.
Who doth he gallop withal?
With a thief to the gallows, for though he go as softly as foot can fall, he think himself too soon there.
Who stays it still withal?
With Congress on vacation, for they sleep between term and term, and then they perceive not how time moves.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With the shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native of this place?
As the coney that you see dwell where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than you could purchase in so removed a dwelling.
I have been told so of many, but indeed an old religious uncle of mine taught me how to speak, who was in his youth an inland man, one who knew courtship far too well, for there he fell in love, I have heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God I am not a woman to be touched with so many giddy offenses. He hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils that he laid to the charge of women?
There were none principal. They were all like one another, as pennies are. Every one fault seeming monstrous, till his fellow fault came to match it.
I prithee, recount some of them.
No. I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There's a man haunts this forest who abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind in their barks. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaped. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
There is none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I'm sure you are not prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you hath not. A blue eye and sunken, which you hath not. An unquestionable spirit, which you hath not. A beard neglected, which you hath not. And then your kick should be unlaced, your beanie unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it? You may as soon make she that you love believe it. But, in good sooth, are you he who hangs the verses in the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, youth, by the hand of Rosalind, I am that he, that unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and I'll tell you, deserves as well a dark house and a whip as madmen do, and the only reason why they are not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, and in this manner. He was to imagine me his love.
What?
And I set him every day to my coat to woo me, and in which time would I, being but a moonish youth, grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, fantastical, shallow, for every passion something, and for no passion, truly anything, would now like him, now loathe him, then forswear him, then entertain him, now weep for him, then spit at him, that I drave my suitor from his mad humor of love into a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the earth and live in a nook, merely monastic, and thus I cured him. And now will I take it upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall be not one spot of love in't.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind and come every day to my coat and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind. Come, sister, will you go?
Not see him since? Sir, sir, that cannot be. Look to it. Find out thy brother wheresoe'er he is. Seek him by candlelight. Bring him dead or living within this 12-month, or else turn thou no more to seek a living in our territory.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this. I have never loved my brother in my life.
More villain thou. Well, push him out of doors. Do this expediently and turn him going.
Never talk to me, I will weep.
Do, I prithee, but yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
But have I not cause to weep?
As good cause as one would desire, therefore weep.
His very hair is of the dissembling color.
Something browner than Judas's, Mary. His kisses are Judas's children.
In faith, his hair is of a good color.
An excellent color! Your chestnut was ever the only color.
But why did he swear he would come this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly there is no truth in him.
You think so?
Yes. I think he is not a pickpurse, nor a horse stealer, but for his verity in love, I do think him as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten nut.
Not true in love?
Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not in.
You have heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. He writes brave verses, speaks brave words, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely.
Sweet Phoebe!
Who comes here?
Sweet Phoebe! Do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness.
I love thee not.
The common executioner, whose heart the accustomed sight of death makes hard, falls not the axe upon the humbled neck, but first begs pardon. Will you sterner be than he that dies and lives by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou sayest there is murder in mine eye. 'Tis pretty sure and very probable. The eyes, which are the frailest and softest things, that shut their coward gates at Adam ease, be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now I do frown on thee all my heart. If mine eyes can wound, then let them kill thee. Now, counterfeit to swoon, why now fall down? Or, if thou canst not, for shame! For shame. Lie not to say mine eyes are murderers.
Here, Phoebe, if ever, as that ever may be near, you meet in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then will you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But till that time, come not thou near me, and when that time comes, pity me not, for until that time I shall not pity thee.
Why, I pray you? Who might be your mother that you insult, exult, and all at once over the wretched?
Wretched?
Though you have great beauty, must you therefore be proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look upon me? Odds my little life, I think they mean to tangle my eyes too. No, faith, proud lover, hope not after it. You, foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow them like foggy south, puffing with wind and rain? 'Tis not their glass, but you that flatters them. And you, know thyself, down on your knees and thank heaven, fasting for a good one's love. For I must tell you, friendly, in your ear, sell when you can. You are not for all markets.
Oh, sweet youth, chide a year together. I'd rather hear you chide than this one woo.
Why do you look so upon me?
Oh, for no ill will I bear
I
you.
pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. Come, sister.
Dead shepherd, now I find thy saw of might. Whoever loved that loved not at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe.
Ha! What sayst thou, Silvius?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I am sorry for thee, gentle Silvius.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be.
Silvius, the time was that I hated thee, and it is not that I bear thee love, but since that thou canst talk of love so well, your presence, which erst was irksome to me, I shall endure.
Loose now and then a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
Knowest thou the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
Not very well, but I have met him oft.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, yet he talks well. Oh, but what care I for words? Yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. It is a pretty youth. No, not very pretty, but sure he's proud. And yet, His pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion, and faster than his tongue did make offense, his eye did heal it up. Oh, he's not very tall, but for his years he's tall. His leg is but so-so, and yet as well, there was a pretty redness in his lips, a little riper and more lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. Oh, there be some people, Silvius, had they marked him in parcels as I had, would have been near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. And yet, I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For what had he to do to chide at me? Oh, I marvel why I answered not again. But that's all one. Admittance is no quittance. I'll write him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Wilt thou, Silvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. The matter's in my head and in my heart. I will be bitter with him and passing short. Go with me, Silvius.
And blah, blah, blah. You just want what you can't have. No way. I'll call the cops. If you don't stop, I'll call your dad. And I hate to do this to you on your birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. It's not you, it's me, and all that other bullshit. You know that's bullshit, don't you, babe? I'm not your part.